Good morning, guys. We are early birds as always, but we've made it to Friday. Yep, and it is 0 day on options. So, you know what that means? I'm not trading. Why? Because it's extremely risky. Now, there are certain times that I see a very small risk, and that's usually if it's in the lower bands, I'll take it. But I'm out quickly because I know how these options decay very fast on Fridays. So, guys, please be careful, especially when I'm talking about DraftKings. But first, SPY gapped up, right? We were talking about it yesterday about 441 being a level that we needed to break. Okay, this could be today, right? We could probably see 442 early. I would say early, maybe 443, and then it's going to slow down like it usually does, right? Everything else slows down, closes down for the weekend, and then maybe 2:30ish we see another pop going up to 444. Let's just be conservative. 443, 444. That's kind of what I see if we're bullish. If we're bearish today, well, I mean anything can happen, right? So we're bearish. We break that 440 that's a pretty pivotal level there at 440.82. So a drop there, we're looking lows down here at 439. Uh, yeah, I'm still 441, 449. See if I see anything else. 440. Yeah, so this is a pretty pivotal level right here. I think that's where they're trying to push it, just because of how high it is right now in the channels. It'd be a pretty significant drop if it did want to drop today. So again, always be careful. But it's Friday too, so things can get wild. Little touch up on the Bitcoin. So Bitcoin did exactly what one of our scenarios was yesterday, and that scenario was bouncing off 37,000 and testing 39 and then climbing over. That's exactly what happened. It hit 37,000. It went up, it tested, and now we're kind of in a new support, a stronger support actually. 39, 39. We could say 40,000. We're almost in that 40,000 range, holding as a stronger support, which is great. So if we can continue, have a really strong day, we could see, maybe a newer high for the week at 42,000. And then of course what I'm still tracking is about 44,000 for Bitcoin. So 44,000 lows again, 37,000. This like I said, it can be kind of violent sometimes, but anytime you see, when it's trying to hide up into these channels, it's kind of hard to see if I have my screen super small. When it's hiding in through these channels, it's trying to break through this resistance. And if it can, then we'll see a bigger squeeze happen through here and see a bigger high. So it looks like that's what it's trying to do. Now, if it does reverse, we got our levels. We know what we're seeing, and that's the great thing of being an OmniTech is you're always going to know where your price is, right? And the great thing is, maybe you're a spectator right now, but once you join the program, become a member, you get the algorithms, right? You have to have that trading view. No shout out to them at all, but you have to have trading view. You get the algorithms, and then you can, be your own successful trader and analyze, these prices that we see. So that's the whole key, making good traders. Back to the chart. So let's go into DraftKings, right? Because that's going to be a big one. I know it has earnings today. I don't know if it's after hours or not. Let me see. It's probably not going to tell me. It might be after hours. That's what I'm probably guessing. So let's just see. We're in a variance squeeze, meaning it's getting so tight right now that something significant usually happens through here. So we already know that this was a range that I was looking at. This was a range that we were, tracking. It broke through this range. So now, in the scenario, so the scenario looks more bullish than bearish. But because that we are dealing with earnings, we do have to play both sides, right? So there is a little bit of a squeeze coming through here on these bands, right? So there's going to be a little bit of resistance. But let's look at like maybe the minimum, level first. Minimum 47,000. That would be a pretty nasty drop. Not too nasty, but that's just one of them. Another one we could see is 45,000. The high, I'm seeing, 52, but I mean, again, if it's a big earnings, I see 58, 60, somewhere in that range. So 60 minimum, 37. That could be one giant candle and it wicks on both sides. And then it probably breaks and hopefully stays around 54, 55 if it's bullish. And unfortunately, if it stays below, like in this range right here at 44, then it's bearish. So it is a toss up right now. It is literally sitting in the mean in the middle right here. So be careful on this one. Nessie does show a little bit of resistance already at this 51, 58. 58 is a little concerning because, if these guys are trying to take profit early, before earnings, that sometimes can happen too. And then they set the trap for retail and retail take it, and then they end up losing a lot of money. So supports here, $50.71 right now. I would look more at the 48. Actually, maybe 49. Just look around 49. Keep that mental note. So Tesla, it did exactly what I was we predicted as well, which it just could not break through this range yet. It's still kind of stuck in this area, So like I said, scaling strategy for bulls, definitely the right idea. I wouldn't suggest going into options, over and doing any like over the weekend, holding over the weekend. It gets a little choppy, a little scary when you do stuff like that. So, if we look at Nessie here, let me just blow this up. Oops, because it's very algo driven. Some of these stocks, man, and definitely Tesla is an algo driven stock, meaning that it's moved by machines, right? It's not as much fundamentals. It's more just technicals on this thing. So technicals usually read pretty good. So the levels that, of course, that we're looking for today is 679. If it breaks the 700 range, 701, and if we can pop the 725, if we can move past there, let's see what our max is. 725, which is, let me blow this up. Oops. All right, 725 through here. All right, 740, right? So maybe it wants to hit 740 today. So again, it really depends if we stay bullish in the markets. But again, I think this is going to be one of those scenarios where around, at 9:30, we're going to see a little, jump, and then it'll kind of teeter totter a little bit. And then 10:30 ish, that's when we'll see a bigger surge, and then it'll start slowing down. So, what else we got? So Neo, let me get through these quicker. Neo. So I already got levels on Neo, which is great. 45. I've been hearing about it and stuff in the group and stuff. So they've been talking about it. So I thought I'd pop it up on the chart, see what's going on. So I got some levels already. 45 is $45 is obviously a level that we don't want to break for Neo, and we already got our max here. I would say 47. So currently right now with Nessie holding between 45.27. Let's even get a better support on that. And it does show a little bit of a bend right now. It might try to, retest here. No, might be all right. This could be a pretty good bounce. So if we can hold this, let's check the lower time frames just to see what our scalping scenario looks like. It's kind of 50-50 right now. So I would actually wait before I got into any calls or anything, just to see what's happening, because usually you don't want to play in these ranges. The best areas are going to be the lower bands, the lower variance, in the upper. If you're the buyer or seller. right? So these are the levels, and they make sense right here, actually, a lot better. So 45, like we said, if it breaks, 42 would be your minimum, 47 would be your max. Space, space was, they had some, great news. They got an old man up in space, kind of floating around somewhere. So kudos to a billionaire. I'm surprised it took this long. So the price here is, it was consolidating pretty well at 30. So we can, keep a middle note that 30 was a pretty strong support. And then it had the pop. Was this yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. So I had a pop. Mm, it looks like it wants to have a continuation. I got 36 up there. That's kind of what I'm looking into. My max is probably 39, $40, like we were before. And then we got way down here at the minimum. They had earnings, so we'll see if they want to, break those highs again today. Um, or if they're gonna, go back down, retest 31, right? Which would still be higher than 30, but that would, absolutely suck for people that are in calls right now, because they're pleasuring a decay. But here's your support. This is great. 32.50. This is outstanding. This is good to know. And then we have 31.43. Those are two vital supports. We got a little bit of resistance here at 33. And let me see what this is. 32.57. So that's a good support that we can go to today. 32.57. Remember those numbers. So just real quick, I was having a conversation in the group, and I was talking to a fella that, he was a little emotional, right? And that happens sometimes. And he got liquidated, right? Well, he got liquidated. He was playing, Bitcoin, doing leverage and stuff, and that's always risky. And my advice is like, look, this is not a poor man's game, right? That's not how the market works. It's not a poor man's game. This is built for wealth. Wealth is moving their money. This is how they do it. Either investing in their assets or however they want to do it, but they're moving their money. So if you guys are, playing into their hand, right? They can read your hand, right? They're the dealer. They know your hand. You don't want to fall into that same trap, right? Where they're assuming that you're going to go off the news. They're assuming you're going to go off what other people are saying, not rich people, just other people, right? Um, and you're gonna fall into that trap, and then you're gonna start losing money. Don't fall into that trap. The system that we have here with the bands and the algorithms allow you to have a probability mindset, right? No longer going just by the bias of news or trends or anything else, because that's the trap. Don't be a statistic, right? Be the solution. You know, it's going to be tough, right? Failures are always tough. It's the challenge, right? If you're failing, you're going the right direction. But start low, right? Small positions, right? Just a small capital. Don't go all in. Don't do the martingale effect, right? Just tiny positions and move from there, right? Scale in and build your account, compound the growth, and you'll make it. You'll succeed. But always have like other, uh, eggs in other baskets, right? Like, don't just put all your money in one spot. Grow it. Plant ideas and whatever you want to do in your life, but just keep growing it. So don't just focus on this, because if you focus on this too much, then you are going to become that statistic, and it's just not going to work out. So hey, this is all the time I got for today. You know what? Happy Friday, happy weekend. Everybody have a good time. Be safe, and I'll catch you on Monday.